Huh?
The purse belonged to my boss, Madame Beaudry, and she hasn't come into work yet. But the bottle, we sell plenty of tonic, but without the label, I can't tell you. Our chemist Nicholas would know if it's ours, or you could talk to Samuel Marat, the apothecary. He sells the same tonic. I'll write you their addresses. Just don't tell Madame Beaudry. Her and Samuel, I'd say hateful would be a mild way to sum up their relationship.
Yeah, that bottle is from Madame Beaudry's shop. I'd recognize it anywhere. Thank God that awful wretch isn't here today. She pays me nothing, and I've had enough. Citizen Marat's given me a better offer. Just need to procure myself a little tonic, if you'll excuse me.
That's not my tonic. You see the cork there?
I always mark mine when counting stock. No mark means it's Madame Baudry. That wretched merchant dilutes her tonics with all sorts of chemicals to keep her prices down. It's putting me out of business. You take too much of that poison and you'll be a dead man. That's not my tonic. You see the cork there? I always mark... So I did it! But how many lives did I save from her vile poison?
I was protecting the citizens of Paris. That woman deserved a taste of her own poison.
You're lucky you weren't poisoned yourself. Take a weapon.
Some shady characters mixed up in this one, eh?
Madame, là-bas.
Oh, monsieur, I am distraught. Who could have done such a thing? He had not a single enemy. All I know is there was an article in the newspaper that made him very upset. Oh, monsieur, I am distraught.
Combien m'en offrez-vous? 70 livres? Vendu! Oui, monsieur. Encore lui? Pas d'inquiétude.
I've been waiting for you, and I'm not alone. You can abuse you flex the button.
A woman just tried to kill me. Me! I managed to wound her, but she ran off. She grabbed a dagger, an heirloom. I twisted it away and stabbed her. This is her blood here. Through here. You can see the blood.
Godspeed. One less overzealous. The strength already.
Madame, là-bas, combien m'en offrez-vous? 70 livres? Vendu.
They glory in their ancestors' deeds, vile torturers. They glory in their ancestors' deeds, vile torturers. Their ancestors decimated the Templar Order. They deserve to die horribly. You should not have put me here. I was righting an ancient wrong.
Any fool could have figured that one out, I imagine. Still, take a weapon if you like.
D'amour et d'eau fraîche. Il a éconduit plus d'un mal appris à coups de trick. Mon postérieur en garde un souvenir cuisant.
Barto the actor? I rent him a room upstairs for his discreet encounters. This evening, he arrived with a bouquet and said a young lady would soon follow. I went out back briefly. When I returned, I found these flowers scattered in a trail out into the street. Then a man dressed in shabby black robes, you know, like a poor student, came running down the stairs and out the door. Very odd. Nothing bad has happened, I hope.
Moi, j'ai manqué m'étouffer avec une arête l'autre soir, donc je vais ici.
C'est le nom des rues sous son obligation.
Nettoyons la ville! Aucun ne doit survivre!
De voir de vos succès notre peine suivie. Côté romantique.
One more time through, please.
Figaro, who was it you were speaking so intently with just there?
A young student who shows much promise. He is very talented and witty. He speaks with refinement and, well, as you have seen, he has a very pleasing...
My name
very
is Pascal.
Pleasing, I assure you.
I
very
generally play second lead, although frankly I'm the superior actor. Barto's the leader of the
failing,
troupe,
did you say,
so he
Figaro?
casts himself as first
What
lead.
failing could such a one have?
He can barely remember his lines. Likes to mix it up with the actresses as well. Unprofessional. He's not well liked. Laurent, in point of fact, hates him. Laurent's a bit of a turd himself.
Good. Stop there. Where are other actors?
N'entends pas que mes yeux fassent mal à personne.
I'm Rose. I've been acting with the troupe for some time. I'm married to Laurent. I'm worried about him. Neither he nor our lead actor have shown up today. But if he does arrive, don't let him see you talking to me. He's very, very jealous.
I am the actor Ficron, loved by all from Marseille to Ghent. We have a tight-knit theatre troupe here. We all get along very nicely, although, well, Pascal can be difficult and argues endlessly with Bartol. But nothing serious. What do you ask?
Cité rose nouvelle, vos riantes couleurs, et vous, les co-fidèles, répétez mes douleurs. Tircis, le vrai modèle, des bergers amoureux, discrets, tendres et fidèles, envers les jours heureux. Get up!
Quoi, elle est arrivée là cette nuit?
Il faut bien que je meure. Tircis est au tombeau.
I am the actor Ficron, loved by all from Marseille to Ghent. We have a tight-knit theatre troupe here. You are a clever man. It was my finest role. I waited until Laurent killed Barthaud. Then I killed Laurent. Any man who has a sister would do the same. Ah, hello. So delightful to see the man who put me here, where I
Actors.
have
I'd give
no
them all the
audience.
chop if I had my druthers. See what you like.
Some shady characters mixed up in this one, eh?
I found that bag sitting in the mud. Did you see? A gold tooth. I only know one man with a gold tooth. He lives with his daughter on the Rue de la Verrerie, number 5.
What, a gold tooth? Not many folks with gold teeth. There's a barman right close by, at the Limping Dog Tavern. I'd hate to think he's been killed.
What'll it be? Gold tooth? Yeah, this front one right here. I'm damn proud of it. Real tooth got knocked out in a bar fight.
Arrête ton serment, tu me fatigues. Débrouille-toi.
Bella, listen to me. You mustn't carry on this way.
Oh, Jamie, he's been gone for days. What shall I do?
Qu'est-ce que le tir est à?
Bella's father went out to make some purchases 3 days ago and never returned. The grandmother's always making lists of errands for him.
What am I to do? I can't sleep. I scarcely eat. My father has disappeared. He's easily recognized. Tall, has a gold front tooth. He can be rather strict, but he has my best interests at heart.
Qui me mordrait. Oh, de grâce.
I'm the girl's grandmother, bless her heart. I'm too frail to run errands, so her father would do them. I'd given him a list and sent him out to buy some things. I don't remember everything that was on that list, but I did want some things from the merchant right down the street on Rue des Lombards.
Faites un peu attention, d'accord?
Oh, yes. The man with the gold tooth. A few days ago he came by, bought shoes and sundries. His next stop was a butcher's shop that he'd never visited before. Asked me where it was. He left his list behind. man with a gold tooth. A few days ago he came by, bought shoes and sundries. His next stop was a butcher's shop. Visited before. Asked me where it...
Must have been out for a while. Took a real blow to the head. Fella came in here, I thought he was a customer. Then he jumped me in my own shop. He was wearing a tradesman's coat and a three-corner hat. Oh, he had some kind of crazy accent. Scottish, maybe? He was wearing a tradesman's coat and a three-corner hat. Oh, he had some kind of crazy...
Bella's father went out to make some purchases 3 days ago and never returned. The grandmother's always making lists of errands for him. Yes, I turned him into mincemeat and he deserved it, old miser. I should have chopped you up into haggis as well.
Chopped him up, eh? Nasty business. Well, pick a weapon.
Having trouble?
Get over here!
Those papers are for a patient that we just released. He always blabbered on about being a fisherman, so your best bet is to check the river. We also had a patient escape a few weeks ago. You could check their cells inside, just down the steps.
What happened? I had a paper cut, but my whole arm got infected because it's so filthy in here. Some surgeon thought he had the right to hack it clean off. The pain almost killed me.
What can I say? My boss is a good barber, but a horrible surgeon. I was using his clients to make a little money on the side. Cut out the middleman.
Of course that's my journal. Proof my assistant is taking jobs behind my back. He's Always late and off doing God knows what. I don't care how good he is with a blade. I can't trust a man who's stealing clients. It's best to let him go.
You don't want to annoy me, mongrel. Hey, I'll have a... Please, help. My wife is missing. She'd just come home from the butcher, but when I went into the bedroom upstairs, she was gone and there's blood everywhere. I think it's hers. Please, help me.
Murders? Well, some crazy man came by here rambling about a corpse. That's all I know. How about some fresh pork? My assistant can give you a perfect cut. He's a little slow in the head. Came in here a few weeks ago begging for work, but I tell you, the boy has a gift. A gift that finally leaves me some time to get some fishing in.
I just want to work. I won't bother no one. What do you want? I must work.
I was fishing a few days ago and I found a body floating in the river. Cut up arms and legs too. It must have floated here from upstream. I didn't know what to do with it, so I took it to the cemetery. I'm sorry.
I just want to work. I won't bother no one. What do you want? I must work. Let me cut meat. There was so much to cut, so little time. So much meat left to cut. Can't stop. Never stop.
Horrible. That's the last time I fish in those waters. Have a look and see which weapon suits you.
What are you doing here? This is a private tragedy. If you must know, I am Amélie Monvoisin. This was my elder sister, Valérie Duclos. I refuse to believe that Georges poisoned her, even after what she said. Valérie and I were quite close, but I must say, she was simply dreadful the entire evening, drinking too much, insulting everyone. The worst was when she announced she planned to denounce Georges to the Committee of Public Safety.
Femme attend un nouvel enfant. Par les temps qui courent, je demande
Never liked her. Never. Even when her husband, rest his soul, was alive. He was a true gentleman, he was. Mr. George was his friend. Used to come by for meals and eat and eat. Pity he'll be getting the chop. But Madame spent her day lording it over poor Miss Amélie and yelling at Master Pierre. Who knows what Miss'll do now? Not having a penny to her name and not likely to find a husband at her age.
I'm so sorry, Pierre.
She was difficult, Georges, but she was my mother.
I promised your father I'd watch over your family. And look how I failed.
My mother was often difficult, and she was particularly nasty this evening. I suspect it had to do with a letter she received earlier in the day. In any case, she became angrier and angrier until she finally stormed out into the garden.
Yes, she
I
threatened
told
me.
Lucille to take her a
She
charming
made
cup of
baseless
hot
threats
chocolate,
at every dinner party.
but Aunt Amélie,
But she was getting
fearing
angrier
Lucille
and
would
angrier.
upset Mother even
So
further,
I repaired
took
to the
cup away.
terrace with my
Mother's
brandy.
always
On
been
my way
unhappy
back
that I
down, I
inherited most of
encountered
Father's
Amélie.
wealth, and she often
sent me out
accused
to the
Lucille
garden
of
to
wanting
calm her
only my
sister with
money.
some hot chocolate.
But that's all over now, isn't it? Lucille and I can marry at last. Mother's always been unhappy that I inherited most of Father's wealth, and she often accused Lucille of wanting only my money. But that's...
We got along very well. Oh, she was a bit concerned about her son being younger than me, I suppose. But I've known her since before her husband died. Poor man took ill and asphyxiated. Shame. He did manage to put Georges in charge of the family finances. My, that made Valérie furious. Very amusing. Tonight she seemed especially angry. She's never threatened Georges with execution before. Oh well, takes all kinds.
If you must know, I am Amélie Mauvoisin. This was my elder... Damn you! Interfering where you're not wanted. Valérie didn't deserve that money. I did much more for the honor of the family. She was nothing but a vile, hectoring drunk. You. If I were you, I'd be careful what I drank.
I love a hot chocolate myself. I believe I'll have one now. Meanwhile, see if there's something you want.
Retourne dans ta camp.
Who would do such a thing? Oh, my poor Alexandre. We had a rendezvous. I arrived at the stroke of noon, and that cannon suddenly fired. He was instantly killed. As far as I know, he hadn't an enemy in the world.
I come by every day to set my pocket watch. I saw the young man waiting over there, holding a bouquet of flowers. Then bam! Very upsetting, as you can imagine. I did notice one thing. The cannon usually points in a different direction.
Last night, I did manage to wake up and I swear I saw somebody fiddling with the cannon. Then he limped away. Cripple, I guess. I come to.
Hey, good looking. Oh, the murder. I feel sorry for the poor guy, but it was a real show. Pretty much blew a giant hole in him. You know who you should talk to? Sergeant Saint-Brie. He's the veteran loads that cannon every morning. Check Café Février. Table by the window.
Férold va lui manger la cervelle.
quite often. I was here this morning, in fact. It's the only time I've seen someone sitting with the sergeant over there. As it happens, I recognise the man. I served under him as a fusilier. Colonel de Frolois. As it happens, I think I know the man from the army days. I don't recall the name, but I believe he became a scientist of some sort. He may actually work at the Collège de Quatre Nations.
I am Sergeant Sandry, veteran of the Corsican campaign, and I don't take kindly to jokes, young man. It is my honor and duty to load that damn solar contraption every damn morning. I load it with scraps of paper. Paper! Couldn't hurt a child. The day was a day like any other. Now, leave me alone.
Damn it, I missed the old thing. Nah, otherwise today pretty much like any other. Unless you count the old colonel who come limping in early this morning, had a coffee with the sergeant. They seem like old pals.
I heard the shot and all the screaming. I'm the inventor of that cannon, you know. Quite ingenious, I think. Unfortunate business, the killing, but it will bring attention to my invention.
J'espère que vous avez une bonne raison d'entrer par ma fenêtre. Abattez! Mais... J'espère que vous avez une bonne raison
I've just heard. Poor old man. I can't understand it. He was such a pleasant fellow.
même pas. Venez découvrir la parole. Eh bien, de l'arsenal se livrera.
Good morning, citizen. I'm afraid that we cannot accept any more entries into the contest. However, you can still make a monetary pledge to the revolutionary cause. Just sign here.
My time is much too important to answer impertinent questions. Address yourself to my aide-de-camp.
Whoever you are, take care to speak to Citizen de Frolois with the greatest respect. He is a veteran of the Corsican campaign, and his military prowess is only matched by his scientific expertise in chemistry and ballistics.
les sous, soit les fous.
My time is much too important to answer impertinent questions. Address yourself to my aide-de-camp. It was a stupid mistake. My only thought was to disrupt an experiment. But I am the most deserving scientist. Just look at how ingenious was my plot. It was a stupid mistake. My only thought was to disrupt an experiment. But I am the most deserving scientist.
Any fool could have figured that one out, I imagine. Still, take a weapon if you like.
Having trouble? It's a tough one, isn't it?
That's 3 times this month.
I gotta eat. You gotta feed me. Works out.
Shut it. What do you want?
Lot of crime going on. Need help?
I've got things well under control, thank you very much.
What about all the murders you never solve?
I said shut it, Vidocq.
Think about it. He solves them. You get the credit.
Tell you what. Solve a murder, I'll give you a weapon out of the bin. Meanwhile, I have more important things to do.
Hey! I know the streets. I can help you out.
Why would you?
Because that stinking stupid pig of a police minister doesn't have the stinking stupid sense to do anything that might give even a grifter like me hope that someday, this city might not be a shitty place to live. And because I'm bored out my bloody mind!
Oh, for the love of God, Vidocq, shush!
Something kind of creepy about monks. Closed up like that in a big building. Sometimes that's hard on people. Better check out the monastery here on the island, though.
Dear Lord, Friars Stanislas, Bernard, and even the respected Friar Benoit, and then Friar Jean, all dead. It passeth all understanding. 3 monks survived, praise God. But I dare not think. Is it possible that the murderer is one of them? Ah, ridiculous. Which of them would be capable of such an atrocity?
So much happened. First, the death of the elder monks. Friar Jean served them wine, and they immediately became very tired. They went to bed and couldn't be roused. I ran to the doctor. When I came back, what did I find? They were all dead. And there's Friar Jean, strangled at his desk.
Saw a monk right over there, starting a fire he was. A fire, here in the vineyard. Well, I yelled at him to get on out of there, and he ran off.
I am very worried about Friar Honoré. He and Friar Jean were quite close. I fear Jean's murder has affected Honoré's sanity.
God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best we can. Small hints can be discerned, say, in the writings of prophets. I believe Nostradamus is one. God's will cannot be understood by mortal man. We search and pray and do the best we can. Small hints can be... The conspirators were foretold to die in their sleep. Jean was victim of a fratricide. Is it murder to fulfill a prophecy? It's all coming true, I tell you. Even this.
He's a bit off his nut, if you ask me. Arrest the madman. 9 times out of 10, you're right. Go ahead.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.
Cessez de jouer des coups.
Show some courtesy. I must perfectly capture the death of such a hero to the people. I need to focus.
I've seen so many women coming in and out of that house, you'd think he was running a brothel.
Why have we been forsaken? He was a true revolutionary.
They rounded up suspects and took them to Saint-Germain prison by the gendarmes. They're lucky if they survive the trip.
Soyez sourds, soyez sourds. A woman came in here last week and bought that knife. That ebony handle makes it one of my most expensive, but she didn't care about price. She asked about the address of some hotel. I've never heard of it, though.
Marat was one of my patients. I was treating a horrible skin condition he developed while hiding in the sewers. I'll write you the address if you think you might find something there that'll lead to the swine who did this. Marat spoke often of how he might be made a sacrifice for his people. His prophecy is fulfilled.
Comme ça. Je n'y peux rien. Je ferais mieux de l'oublier. Franchement, je n'en peux plus. Regarde ça. Tout allait bien quand tout d'un coup, elle disparaît avec le premier venu. Alors d'hiver, ils sont toutes comme ça. Tu n'y peux rien.
Mangez leur tripes! Découvrez-le. Massacrez-les! Massacrez-les tous! L'homme qui a inspiré la création de l'Assemblée constituante. citoyen. J'ai bien vu l'autre jour à faire les yeux.
Nous n'avons pas peur de quelques malheureux gars.
Bloody besotted, that one.
I was sent to his house to kill him, but the job was finished by the time I got there. With what Marat was publishing, it was either him or us. I don't recognize that list of names as Girondin, but you could ask some of our leaders. I'll write you an address. Go there and show the list.
He was so obsessed with the revolution, he spent all our money on it. I hardly got the attention I deserved. I suppose he died how he wanted. A martyr.
I'd be lying if I said I was heartbroken. Jean-Paul drove my lover away. So overprotective. And with all the enemies he's made in Paris, I was living in constant terror.
I did it. The bastard deserved it. He got my father killed. My father was no traitor. That filthy scum Marat was.
You'll find the proof it's me soon enough. I just wanted his death to send fear into the hearts of Marat's believers for as long as I could.
I don't recognize that list of names either. But it's quite the coincidence that the first letters of those names spell the word.
Qu'est-ce que le tiers-état? Qui n'a pas son exemplaire? Déjà 40...
You'll find the proof it's me soon enough. I just wanted his death. I kill one man to save 100,000. There is no turning back. Soon I shall accept the embrace of Madame Guillotine, a humble offering to the citizens of France.
Can't say I'm surprised about Citizen Marat. The man had plenty of enemies. I'm surprised he lasted this long. Go ahead and pick a weapon. I can't help you. Christ.
Some shady characters.
Oh mon Dieu! Faut pas payer la garde! Il faut trouver qui a commis ça! Allons, méfie-toi.
C'est bien meilleur que la piquette qui nous sert d'altitude.
Poor Susanna. She was a favourite of that citizen de Sade that came around so much. He never treated her proper. I told her, send him away, but he pays so much. Look, ropes, whip, that's the Sade all right, randy bastard.
Je dois en convenir. Mais si la promesse est tentante, le prix n'est-il que de temps?
Oh God, there's men coming and going all the time. I didn't see de Sade last night, but he could have been here. Comes here a lot. It was too dark for me to see him proper. But there were some odd goings-on last night. One John came in but didn't stay long enough to really do anything. And then there were two men, but only one went into Susanna's room.
pas les ivrognes. Trop de mal au truc. Vraiment? Vilaine, tu te moques.
Dans la bourse,
Vous faites perdre mon temps.
Qui comme moi prend vite. Regardez donc.
Come on now,
I'm
you old
unable to say
reprobate.
the Marquis was engaged in last night. It was a rare night off for me.
Back to jail. It's all too delightful.
Unhand my
Really?
master!
You!
Murder
Shut
a
up!
girl? Those days are behind me. But I do enjoy the farce. I did visit Susanna with some frequency, but not last night. I'm sure my valet can confirm my whereabouts. There was a young man, some days ago, perhaps rather too taken with my philosophies. I recommended Susanna to him. It's not impossible he might know something. It's quite all right, Olivier. This may be amusing.
Sure, I made that whip. Well, I suppose it could belong to Desad. I sell him all sorts of things. But, you know, there's a student, strange fella. He wanted to buy all the same things that Desad bought. Seemed to think Desad is some kind of god or something. I've got his address in the delivery book. Let me see. Yes! Here it is.
Pas d'argent dans ce collier. Mais je l'ai pas. Certains sont payés pour d'autres. Ils l'ont bastonné sur le loyer. Ils lui ont fracassé le crâne. J'aurais pu me retrouver estrompé. Très bien, maintenant prenez le même.
Susanna. Desard told me about her. I arranged a time and thought about all the things I would do to her. I started to lose my nerve, though, so I drank a couple of bottles of wine. By the time I got there, I couldn't go through with it. I turned around and left.
Anything else?
I heard two men in the dark just when I was leaving. One of them said, "After it's done, come and meet me in the church courtyard at Saint Nicolas des Champs. I'll pay you there."
All the time. I've got nowhere to go. Who are you looking for? I saw a couple of fellas meet here late last night. One of them was dressed all fancy. Must be a servant. I overheard him mention his master, the Marquis. Afterwards, the other man went into that building right there.
rentrez comme ça chez nous. Si vous cherchez de l'argent, je pense que vous n'êtes pas à la bonne adresse. Dois-je appeler la...
lui-même comme par enchantement.
Pour lui expliquer la situation.
I'm unable to say what the Marquis was engaged in last night. It was a rare night off for me. If any of his personal effects are missing, well, he gets caught up in his activities and becomes careless. He could have left them anywhere. After the degradations that I've suffered at the Dessarts' hands, I jumped at the chance to put a gruesome end to the man. I do hope you're proud of yourself. That animal Dessard should be in here instead of me.
A Jezebel killed. Hardly a crime in my estimation. Take your due.
My poor dear Etienne. I was afraid such a thing would happen. I am Madame Gérard. My husband and I were invited to dine, and I was looking forward to a lovely evening. The Hennebert are known as a delightful couple.
I hope I'm not to blame in any respect. It was I who advised Hennebert to invite the Gérard. I hoped to calm the murderous political situation. The wine was poured, and we all drank a toast to letting bygones be bygones. Hennebert immediately fell choking to the ground.
I feared just such an event for weeks. My husband has endured many death threats ever since his vote to spare the king. He even took the extraordinary precaution of hiring Armand to protect himself.
Citizen Hennebert was a political opponent, but he certainly had my respect, and my wife and I were delighted to accept his invitation. I understand that one of his servants has gone missing. That seems odd indeed. Citizen Hennebert was a political opponent, but he certainly had my respect, and my wife and I were delighted to accept... Well, he voted to spare the king! Such men are traitors to the revolution! He was a traitor to the revolution! I should get a medal!
I still can't make this one out. The glass won't break. Odd. Go ahead, choose.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.
Yes, that's one of our Bibles. We hand out so many of these to those in need of God's embrace. And that's the blood of Christ, my son. Do you feel his call? The chartreuse? That's none of your business. Best you move along. Idle hands.
Venez à Dieu, repentez-vous tant qu'il est encore temps, affrontez la colère divine.
Philibert! I love that fool. Buy me a drink, and I might remember. Maybe.
Can't say I talk to him. My music keeps me busy enough.
Yeah, Philibert was here, bought us a few rounds. Kept going on and on about his sister. I thought he was an orphan, but who knows?
Sure. Philibert was here last night. I had to cut the bastard off. That dumb drunk owes me plenty of coin. Promised he'd pay with enough chateau to last me a year. I was dumb enough to believe him. Check with the regulars. They might know more. Sure. Philibert was here last night. I had to cut the bastard off. That dumb drunk owes me plenty of coin. Promised he'd pay with enough chateau to last me a year. I was dumb enough to believe him. Check with the regulars. They might know more.
Avez-vous entendu ce qui est arrivé au lieutenant du maire? Il faisait des... Pour s'échapper, il s'est déguisé en prêtre. On l'a trouvé caché dans...
There's this bloody problem. Du premier choix.
Get over here, you funny. What are you doing? Le camp de Flou.
Philibert? Haven't seen him. Well, what do you have there? Chartreuse, quite rare. You know the Carthusian monks are famous for making it, and the Carthusian nuns are just as famous for hiding it as well.
Pour l'occasion. C'est péché de le gâcher.
Mais qu'est-ce qui prend autant de temps? Ça fait des heures qu'on attend, nous, ici.
Les gens sont...
Philibert? I sent him to retrieve supplies from the merchant days ago, and he's not returned. You'd have to ask Philibert where the hell Philibert has gone. I'll write down the address, but first, I'll take my keys back. Thank you very much.
À sa place, je réponds.
Seulement j'avais épousé Thérèse. Et puis, elle a la cuisse. Pendant ce mois-ci.
This graveyard's been too busy for my liking. I got missing tools, and someone even broke into the catacombs. Found a pretty rosewood cross down there, though. Thought I'd give it to the convent.
C'est que ça? Quelle ongosse! Oubliez devant chez moi! Les gens ne respectent plus rien de nos jours.
Yes, that's one of our Bibles. We hand out so many of these to those in need of God. The Lord bestowed this chartreuse to us for good reason. I would never allow a peasant to tarnish its name. Must I be made to suffer for being guided by the hand of the Lord?
I'm sure Philibert had noble intentions, but even I know not to touch that chartreuse. Find a weapon you like. It's yours.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.
Finally get a vacation, only to find a headless corpse rotting in my tannery. That thing's been sitting here at least a few days. But the wound on his chest, only a custom blade could do that. I've heard rumours those awful gangs love to leave their mark on their victims.
A few days ago, I heard some strange noises outside my window late in the night. When I looked outside, I saw someone going into the tannery carrying something quite large. I just assumed it was Citizen Gilbert, working late as always. I had no clue he was vacationing and someone broke in. Otherwise, I'd have told someone.
Oh, this ring. How could I not recognize my own masterpiece? Of course, it belongs to Warden LaRue. You must return this. I'm sure he'll be looking for it. You'll find him working at the prison at La Salpêtrière, or home with his wife, Madame Camille. I'll write down the address for you.
If the blade left a mark of an X, well, that's one of mine. I forge them custom for the Gangley Marcher Law. It stands for X marks the spot or some such thing. A hooded fella, much like yourself, purchased one of those blades a few days ago. Look, I can't be responsible for these once they're sold. Check the tavern, Le Creux. It's where les marcheurs morts spend most of their time. I'll write down the address for you.
Bien. C'est embarrassant. Oui, monsieur. Ça va jamais. Ajoute ça ici. On a. Bien, Christy. Donne-moi la chaise aussi. Rajoute celle-ci aussi. Ça fera pas de mal.
He deserved better than this. He had his faults, but he was a good man. Not that his wife even cares. Such fake tears. Always running off with a new man. My husband had many enemies. Running a prison made sure of that. I must admit, he'd been missing 2 nights before I could bring myself to tell the police. It's no secret that I wasn't faithful, but I would never do such a horrible thing.
Me? Well, I'm here to console Madame Camille, that's all. Just a friend.
I knew something was wrong. Warden Leroux was always home late, but for him to simply vanish for 2 days made no sense. I heard he'd been mixed up with les marcheurs morts, that horrible gang, but I honestly thought it was just rumors.
Voilà. Oh, pardon. Vous espériez repartir avec mon argent? Un homme bien étrange.
I was expecting someone to come by and pin Leroux's death on us. Sure, the warden had some debt. But we were negotiating the release of some of my men in return. Why would I toss away a deal like that? I'm not a fool.
Quelque chose me dit que c'est le meilleur moment.
Alain! On a tué quelqu'un! Hey, I know nothing, say nothing. I just serve les machins morts their ale and carry about me business. You can take it up with their leader upstairs.
The horror, the gall of these vermin. Look at what they've done. Poor Warden LaRue's head placed on a pike for all in the prison to see. Surely a message to me who must follow his brave tenure. I'd wished him a good night just yesterday. I'd heard rumors of his gambling debts with Les Marcheurs Morts, that wretched gang. The horror, the gall of these vermin. Look, accuse me? But I'm in charge of the prison you'd like to throw me in. The irony of being locked up here. Are you enjoying this? Are you?
I was certain the wife did it. She knows the town a little too well, if you know what I mean. Take your pick.
Having trouble? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Son exemplaire du pamphlet de la BCS.
Shocked. He was quite meticulous, but I didn't mind. He'd even given me lessons last night. Professor Marcel was cold, but a kind man at heart.
I couldn't stand Professor Marcel. He was so strict. I'm sure his office mate, Professor Frisson, is happy he's dead. I know he is.
Could be Professor Marcel's experiment went wrong. Just look at that mess. Such a shame. He was a good man. Always made sure to clean up after himself. Not sure how he roomed upstairs with that filthy Professor Frisson. That man was raised in a barn.
As a fellow member of the faculty, I'm devastated.
As a friend, heartbroken. Professor Marcel and I roomed together for several years. We shared our offices. Of course, we had our differences, but I'm in complete shock.
Devil and learn the price of his blasphemous teachings. He and his students, denouncing our Lord and questioning our holiest truths.
To tell you the truth, I'd often hear Professor Marcel and Father Carrevaux arguing in the street. I did notice the professor was working quite late on my walk home past the school. The candles from his office were lit.
Venez à Dieu, repentez-vous tant qu'il est encore temps, ou affrontez la colère divine.
Reste du mois dernier et tout entière dans le chapeau. Voilà pourquoi les citoyens avisés s'adressent à la...
As a fellow member of the faculty, I'm devastated. As a friend, the man was a coward who'd taken it upon himself to ruin my career. I'm glad he's gone. The years I've spent on my research wasted. All wasted.
Where's Vidocq?
Little beast broke out again. Don't you worry. I'll catch up with him soon enough. He's not that bright. Expect to see him on the gallows one of these fine days. Quite the experiment, wasn't it? Best not to mess with chemicals, I think. Pick a weapon. Quit bothering me.
I've actually overheard many very ghostly noises, and even the ghost speaking. Through that very door, Baudouin alone in the room, and the ghost speaking with a terrifying accent. I've heard this several times.
We just now heard a shot. We all ran to find out what happened. I believe it was the Red Ghost. A few nights ago, I saw the ghost myself. I turned a corner and saw him disappear right through this door. Dressed in red with an unutterably horrific expression.
The legend must be true. Long ago, a Bavarian murderer was executed nearby, and his red ghost has haunted this palace to this day. Have you seen the painting? It appeared from nowhere just yesterday.
My name is Legal, Counselor to Director of Finance Baudouin. He locked himself in his office well over a day ago. For some weeks, he's been in a state of agitation. It's very sad that it ended this way.
Traitors!
Je peux vous aider, citoyen?
My husband can be very, very jealous, but he isn't the sort of man to kill anyone.
I do not answer to members of the working class.
Tout le monde ne peut cet honneur. Tu vas adorer ça. C'est la volonté divine qui s'exprime à la naissance. Nous sommes bien d'accord.
Yes, I made that elixir. It's just a few herbs tossed together to make something that stinks. A wealthy fellow, Baudouin, came in. Wanted something to keep spirits away. I told him he was a fool, but he paid well enough for me to concoct this.
foutaise.
Il prétend qu'on l'aurait
tiré de mon cœur. Voyez-vous, pas par les temps du galant promenade. Je trouve épanoui qu'il ait des choses.
It couldn't have been Baudouin who cheated. He lost everything. I've seen the papers. His bank is furious. He owes his credit to thousands. Someone was cheating, but who?
I don't care. You owe me.
But I have no money. Please.
Shut up while I beat you to a bloody pulp. I don't care. You owe me.
Ugh.
Pour la fraternité entre tous les hommes!
My name is Legal, Counselor to Director of Finance Baudouin. He locked himself in his office well over a day ago. For some weeks he's been in... He was a weak man. I'd make a far superior Director of Finance. It was for the good of the country. For God's sake, he killed himself. Why am I here?
I'm not altogether certain it wasn't the ghost, but someone has to be brought to trial. And take what you like.
Follow up on what you found. You'll get there.